Welcome to day 10 of Better by the Day, the series where we try to get better every day. Today I want to talk about how to work. And I know that sounds like a very basic thing. Every day you hear people say things like you need to work hard and you need to hustle and grind. But I don't think many people actually talk about how to work. And I think most people don't know how to work correctly. It's definitely not something that I was taught. It's something I had to figure out. I mean, even in school, the way you're taught to work is not actually efficient in terms of achieving a good outcome. You kind of do assignments or complete tests. You're just doing tasks. You're ticking things off the list. But that's not actually how you achieve things or how you obtain certain outcomes or achieve certain objectives. And so in this video, I'm going to explain how to think about working in a way that will actually allow you to be productive and actually achieve things and not just do a lot of things. And so the way I used to work, which is probably the way most people work, is I would have a list of things that I would do, a list of tasks, and I would tick them off. And obviously the goal of having those tasks and that list was to achieve something. But my goal day to day was just to do the task. And so to make this less abstract, to give you an example, let's say I wanted to grow my business. Well, I might think of what are some things I could do to grow my business? And I might say, well, I could post on social media, I could launch some ads, I could improve my sales page. And so I'd make a list of these tasks. And then I would plan out my day and tick those tasks off. And at the end of the day, I'd feel productive and I feel like I accomplished what I wanted to do. But when I actually looked at my goal, which was to grow my business, often it wasn't achieved by the tasks. In other words, I made an estimate as to things to do with the hope that it would lead to achieving my goal. But I would be satisfied with just doing the things, not achieving the goal. And so I might spend weeks doing all these different tasks. And after that, look at my business and look at the goal I had of growing it in this example, and it still may not have been achieved. Yet every day I felt that I was actually achieving things and I was ticking things off the list, but it didn't actually move me forward. Another example might be with going to the gym or working out. Let's say your goal is to build muscle at the gym. Well, you might think, okay, well, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do these exercises. And you make a list of exercises you're going to do and you do them. And you go to the gym every day, you do the exercises and you feel good. But did you actually build muscle? Maybe, maybe not. And so because the focus was the tasks, not the actual goal, you're unable to actually ensure that you're progressing and hitting your targets. And so the way that I learned how to work more effectively was by learning to play guitar. I've played guitar since almost 20 years now. And when I first started learning guitar, I would just play guitar. And I might spend a certain amount of time each day playing guitar. And I was just, ticking it off. But I didn't actually get very good at guitar until I realized that the way to actually get good at guitar is by setting a goal. Let's say it was to learn a song. And so I would sit down, my goal would be to learn a song, and I would keep playing until the song was learned. And so I didn't track how many minutes or how many hours I was playing guitar. I didn't track how many exercises I did or anything like that. I only focused on, I'm going to learn this song. And I would sit and play until I achieved that goal. And so that's the way you should look at work. It shouldn't be, what's some tasks I can tick off. It should be, what's the goal? And then how quickly can I achieve that goal? And what do I need to do to make sure that I actually achieve it today? And so to give you an example of how this would apply, let's say you have a business, let's say it's an e-commerce business, and let's say you want to make an extra 10 sales a day in your business. So if the goal is to make 10 sales a day, then rather than being like, well, I could launch some ads and I could update my sales page, instead of doing that, being like, what are all the things I can do to get 10 sales a day? And yes, that might include updating your sales page or writing some ads, but just because you did those things doesn't mean you've actually accomplished the goal. And so by framing it this way and focusing not on the tasks but on the goal, you basically need to keep working and keep doing things until you've met that goal. And so you might launch 5 ads. And in the past you have said, well, that's a successful day, I launched 5 ads. But maybe those ads didn't result in the extra sales. And so instead, looking at, if my goal is to get an extra 10 sales, let me start by launching 5 ads. Okay, once that's done, what else can I do? Have I got the 10 sales yet? No. Okay, well, let me launch another 5 ads. Do I have the 10 sales yet? No. Okay, well, let me launch another 10 ads. Let me update the sales page. Let me update the cart page. Let me update the checkout page. Let me check the website speed is loading fast. Let me go launch some more ads. And you basically keep working in this way, keep doing things to achieve the goal. And so it doesn't matter how many things you do. You could do one thing, you could do 100 things, it's irrelevant. It's, did you achieve the goal? And you don't stop until you achieve the goal. And so by thinking about work in this way, number one, it will allow you to actually progress. But number two, it makes you more intentional with what you're actually doing. Because if I know that my goal is to get an extra 10 sales a day, and I don't set any constraints on what I'm actually going to do in order to get that, I'm only focused on making sure I get it, then that might take me a day, it might take me a week. It doesn't matter how long it takes, but I'm not going to do anything else until that is achieved. And so it makes you much more intentional with the goals you set. Because I'm not going to set a goal unless I know it's the number one priority, because it might take me 2 weeks to actually do it, and I might need to test 1,000 things to actually get there. And so because of that, I'm going to be very intentional with the goals that I'm actually setting for myself. And so to summarize, the idea here is if you want to work, if you want to be efficient, if you want to achieve goals, rather than thinking about, what tasks can I do and ticking them off and feeling good about yourself because you did some things on a list, focus on what's the goal, and then keep doing things until the goal is set. Don't value the tasks, value the outcome. And only once the outcome is achieved, do you then stop and say, okay, what's the next goal? So hopefully this is useful. If you have any questions, comment them below.